Nice little opening. Welcome back. Oh good, they did heal us. This is Sharby, part 11. If you kind of skipped over the Sand Sea there, well, to be honest, you didn't miss much. I hit the Uritan Exile, I hit the Uritan Eater, and we slaughtered the Weavern Lord. So that pretty much catches you up on the last two videos if you happen to hate them about as much as I do. Oopsies. I guess I should get Bosch out of here. There we go. Probably a stupid idea, but at least she can hit him. So I'm pretty sure that Weavern Lord that I just killed off actually was harder to defeat than that Garuda was. It could have been because of the berries that I threw there, but I doubt it.
Long ago, the gods granted their favor to King Raithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Raithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Raithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that?
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Raithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
The only, and I mean only, benefit to not getting experience from bosses is I really don't care who finishes the battle with bosses. Like, obviously that would have kind of sucked if I had just, you know, gotten a bunch of experience with Fran instead of somebody else, but mind you, she could use the experience. There are a solid 7 levels behind, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna have to do to fix that up. But not here and not now. Right now, I just want to get through this area and get to what I consider part 2 of the game. The game for me is divided up into 5 kind of distinctive areas. We've got from the beginning of the game to the end of Raithwall. From Raithwall basically to the second part of Baramni Sais. From there we go all the way up to Arcades. From there we go to the Great Crystal, and from the Great Crystal it's kind of end game. So that is sort of my thought process on it all. Oopsies. This is going to be interesting.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Oh. I messed around with her gambits here. I don't know why I didn't just get rid of this one. Whatever. Just gonna get a few hits on him here. Oh no. That was stupid. Who's he hitting? Ash. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely stupid. I forgot he knew that attack.
Please. I never knew. Let me show you how it's done.
Absolutely nothing from Ash. It's too bad. I'm actually just realizing Ash actually took off quite a bit of damage. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Wouldn't have mattered because he took all my MP, but at least if I got a mischarge it would have been worth it. Let's go with, oh, that was down, that was down. Let's go Fran. I feel like trying my luck. Ah. I panicked. I could have had another mischarge there with Fran. Crap. That's okay. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a end the battle anyways. Oh, there we go. I still got it. Screwed that one up. So that is the second of what will be 4 boss fights in this video. I don't think this video is going to run past an hour, but there's a slight possibility. If it's just a few minutes over an hour, I might not care about it. But if it's like 20 or even 30 minutes past for whatever reason, I don't think it'll be that long. There's not a whole lot to do. I'm going to run down. Oh, I gotta do the other fight first. I'm gonna run down and see if I can get my grubby little hands on a Demonsbane, even though I'm not using anybody with swords right now. It's kind of a minor detail. I'll switch someone to a sword. It's got a power of 60, so I even just, you know, move Bosch to a one-handed sword. At the time, it's going to be about 18 minutes by the time we finish the third of 4 boss fights, so that gives us 40 minutes of wandering around.
The wall comes, we must be quick. Together we can bring it down. Messed up. There we go.
nice thing about this battle, at least, is it gives you that little meter on the right side, where, it kind of tells you where you are in the battle. She's been banished to who knows where. Not that I'm panicking. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay, good. Vossler ended that really quick. I was gonna have to fire off a quickening with Pinello there. Everyone was getting put to sleep. I feel like we were right here, and I only had this much further to go. I figured I should try and at least beat one of the demon walls without quickening, so that's kind of why I did that like that. This jewel's finally gonna do something for us here. I'm gonna take one run at the Demonsbane, and if it's not there, like I said, I'll show you guys where it should be. And then we'll go through kind of the normal areas. It shouldn't take too long. I kind of assumed Ash would still be in the void beyond. I guess not. It doesn't matter whether you take the left or right side here. They both lead to the same place. It's like one large loop. You can come this way and end up on the other side, but I'll probably come back this way so I don't have to fight everything over again. change up Ash's Gambit here. It's incredibly dark here. Pretty sure it's going to be a never-ending amount of tallow, sorry. Should definitely fix that right away. So that's the chest right there. I'm just going to take these guys out first. Ooh, and I did get a Demonsbane too. Perfect. Guess what, Bosch? Your spears just got revoked. That means I'll need a shield too. Should probably do that. I was gonna give that one to Fran, I guess not anymore. I'm not really gonna waste time leveling everybody up right now. I don't think I have any. Oh, my bad, it's only got a 59 attack, not a 60. So he's pretty much the only one without an overpowered weapon at this point. Which is fine because he kind of moves between two different weapons, so. I think it's like a, I don't know if it's a 50% chance or a 60% chance that you'll get a Demonsbane from there. Like there's a certain percentage that the chest even appears. I don't know what that is, but I think it's a 60% chance that if it appears, it's going to have a Demonsbane. And if it doesn't have a Demonsbane, you pretty much have to reload. You can go back and save and reload, or just straight up reload. Like it's not a one-time chest, but it won't regenerate until you reload the game, essentially. So I'm actually kind of happy that that worked out the first time. That's one of the probably one of the best things about this game, I think at least, is just the randomization factor. You look at games like Final Fantasy X and X-2 where, you know, it's the same item every time you open the chest. It's going to be 4 potions. You know, a water ball for Walker, let's say. You know, and here sometimes you get gills, sometimes you get, you know, knots of rust. Those are pretty common too. Sometimes you get an item. When you have a crystal armlet, you can change what item you get, or what set of items you could potentially get. You know, it does kind of add to... Well, it adds to a lot of things. It adds to the replay factor for one, because, you know, no 2 games are ever going to be truly the same. I think I mentioned it when we were in the Lusu mines there, but one of the chests I got 118 gil, and I could have gotten a killer bow, which I had to pay 2,000 gil for, that I used once so far for what's her face there. And it's kind of, for those of you that have played or watched my Resident Evil 3 playthrough. Oh, hold on, I'll shut up for a second.
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your Majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
Pretty sure that device leads back to the save point at the very beginning there, so. And then these 2 I have to trigger. Okay, I remember how to do this. So anyways, as I was saying, for those of you that have either played or watched Resident Evil 3, one of the things that I liked a lot about that game compared to some of the other games was the randomization factor. You know, sorry, I know I'm going the wrong way here. Some of the puzzles, they had, you know, numeric codes where there are 4 different codes, and depending on what playthrough or what your playthrough's like, and I'm sure some of the randomization is set as soon as you start the game, but a lot of it's kind of each time you reload, it resets a randomization factor. I mean, there were times where I even went and kind of played ahead. And what ended up happening was, like, I'd save it, I'd stop recording, I'd end up playing ahead. And I'd see, like, you know, these herbs are spawning here, or there's ammo in this place, you know. Little things, but still it's the little things that make all the difference. And then I'd reload and I'd start going through it, and I'd be, you know, recording, and I'd be like, oh yeah, there's supposed to be something here, and it's not there, and those have moved, and the gunpowders have moved, and so now I've got no ammo, and, you know, it definitely makes the game a lot more interesting that way. And it's the same thing with this game. Right, I didn't have to get a Demonsbane right there. I might have gotten some gil, and then as a result, Bosch isn't hitting for whatever he's hitting for right now, because he's got to be hitting for quite a bit. Yeah, see, 581 almost. And now he's level 20. And so is Ash. Sweet. Like, there are some items, a lot of them require the crystal armlet. I think it's called the crystal armlet. I might be making things up. I haven't played this game in a few years, actually. But, oh, a golden shield. I just unlocked that stuff for Bosch, I think. Perfect, there we go. Look at this. I'm building a warrior. But anywho, there's some stuff with the crystal armlet that I've never even unlocked because, you know, it's got a 30% chance of appearing with the crystal armlet, and it's in the middle of nowhere, and there's a 10% chance of the chest even spawning, and you have to leave and come back entirely to respawn it again. You know, my attitude's kind of changed a little bit towards completionism, because now with the addition of trophies and whatnot, it kind of makes something for you to strive for, and as a result I kind of am a little more completion oriented. Most of the games I've uploaded to this point I've finished to 100%, or at least what I consider to be 100%. You know, obviously, every game I play I'll never stat max. Actually, then that's not even true, because technically I stat maxed in Final Fantasy X Remaster. But to be fair, there was also a trophy for that, so. And, actually now that I think about it too, that wasn't quite considered the same kind of stat maxing as what other people think. It was just filling out the node or the sphere grid entirely. So, because I know some people would argue, oh, you didn't actually stat max. And it's like, well, no, I didn't, you're right. Am I actually moving here? I am too. There we go. I'm gonna say, it is like pitch black on my screen right now. I want Balthier trying to steal from these guys. Oh. Pretty sure I have to go back on this one, and then the next one I'll be able to do properly, or continue on, sorry. And like, even with this game, part of me wants to do a little bit more. I'd like to defeat Yzmat finally. I'd like to defeat the Omega Mark finally. Because I've never done them before, and part of me, when I'm recording, I'd kind of like to put up a complete recording. You know, and unfortunately I do prefer my RPGs, so it does end up taking up a lot of time. But still. I have good enough time doing it, and if I can get to, you know, 100% and, or at least the goals that I set out for myself, kind of like what I'm talking about right now with regards to, you know, I want to defeat these certain enemies, and you know, I'd like to at least get, if I don't get all the rare marks, I'd like to get at least the 30 from the Fawn Coast Hunters Camp there, because I've never actually completed that either. So there are a few things that I want to do for the first time while I'm doing this recording here. But it's the same thing with the Final Fantasy X playthrough. I never actually defeated Nemesis before. I never actually unlocked Nemesis before. So that was the first time I've ever actually gone and caught every monster in the monster arena. Well, technically it was the second time as far as the playthrough is concerned, but what I was kind of getting at was I've never done it on the PlayStation version. Because I actually wrote a guide on GameFAQs.com about for Final Fantasy X and X-2, they're both HD remasters, because you know, they came together, so I figured why not. But that was the first time I've ever unlocked Nemesis, or Penance for that matter. Penance more obviously because it was international only, and I think I was 11 or 12 when it came out. So obviously I didn't exactly have the resources to be, you know, importing games from Asia and having a modded PS2 and stuff like that, so. I never got the international content before now. I have no idea. I know there is international content. There's a whole different job system for Final Fantasy XII. That they did that whole international release BS again that only ever is released in Japan. So yeah, I'm aware of it, but I couldn't even tell you what that kind of content was. I was vaguely aware of the Dark Aeons and Penance, but as far as this game goes, and actually I had no idea even for Final Fantasy X-2, I had no idea about that stuff either, so.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
She doesn't think very highly of Vaughn for some reason. Ooh, an elixir. Yeah, so that's enough talk about other games. Because we've got a bit of a problem coming up. I'm really hoping Vossler's slow kind of dies off really quickly. Yeah, screw it, let's go. I wanted him to make the first move. So the couple things that I really need to watch out for is he's got, right now, Fire Jaw. And it didn't do it right now, but I'm pretty sure it can inflict oil as well, which would obviously make subsequent attacks incredibly powerful, like the fire that he's about to hit me with. He doesn't look like he's doing a whole lot of damage right now, so I'm going to switch his weapon and see if it does anything better. Not really. That's okay. Mind you, I guess he is under protect, so. Apparently he picks up the ability to instantly cast magic. There we go. That wasn't so bad. When his HP drops in a critical there. I really like these little artworks that they do for the espers. All but one of them look really good and really well done.
In vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
It's a good thing that the game itself acknowledges that Balthier's the leading man, so to speak. He's got some of the greatest lines ever. Well, maybe not ever, but as far as this game is concerned. And it's funny too because the three characters I'm using right now are the three that I kind of feel are the main characters of the game.
What's wrong? Your Majesty, we must go.
What? Wrestler. You will be avenged.
So anywho, as I was saying, I'm pretty sure, or at least I feel like these three are kind of the more major characters. So I'm going to end this video here at this save point, because if we go any further we're going to end up with some more videos and cutscenes and whatnot, and we're coming up on 50 minutes here. So I honestly have no idea what the plan is for the next video, because there's a small kind of area that we're going to encounter like right away. And then after that it's some scenes, and I haven't quite decided what I'm doing after that, so I will have to let you guys know at the start of the video what I kind of decide on. So that will be part 12, which will fully conclude, again, what I refer to as part 1 of the game, 1 of 5. So I hope to see you guys then.